All right, Mr. TALIAFERRO'S TV, how's everybody doing out there? I, like you, probably saw Zion Williamson for the first time in a professional setting. And I know it's college sports, but to me, I could never look at the thousands of videos on Instagram in which we seen Zion Williamson dunking on kids. I could never look at those videos and really put value into it, all right? I was obviously able to see, okay, this dude is a bit of a specimen. He can do a lot of great dunks in the fast break. He was playing against competition that clearly wasn't to his standard. From afar, I was like, okay, at best, this dude has some Dominique Wilkins in him with the dunking ability. But I've seen a lot of guys be able to dunk, but they can't make their game translate in other forms and fashions to the collegiate level, let alone the NBA level. I, like you, watched Duke play their first game against Kentucky. Number 2 versus number 4, right? So this is a big time matchup. Two top teams, two top programs, two teams that probably be around at the end of the day. And Kentucky's really good. They're just really young, and they're going to need some more time to kind of gel. I expect them to be really, really good around January or February once they get into conference play. So Duke wasn't playing just anybody. They were playing some guys that are going to have some guys in the NBA in about 8 months, right? They weren't just playing anybody. Zion Williamson, to me, he showed me enough in one game. Now, do I believe he's the next LeBron James? I'm not going to say that. All right? I would never disrespect LeBron, his IQ, all the things he brings to the game of basketball. I would never do that. I'm going to actually do another video on that, so y'all stay tuned and subscribe to this YouTube for more. But I will say this about Zion Williamson. I could tell this. He's a freak athlete. I needed to see it at the college level. I needed to see him next to other guys, right? He's playing alongside two guys that will be in the NBA come next June, right with him, right? He's playing alongside RJ Barrett and Cam Reddish. His two teammates, those are the top 3 prospects. And Duke got all 3 of those guys. They're the top 3 prospects for this class, for 2018, right? I had to see Zion next to NBA guys. I had to see Zion next to these collegiate guys to see how his body, how he looked. I was tired of looking at him against unathletic high school kids who were darn near fans of Zion as they're playing against him in high school. This dude is legit a specimen. He's 6'7", ladies and gentlemen, 285 pounds. I'm watching him get the rebound and go make a bounce pass off the fast break at his size to be able to get up and down the court. That's pretty darn impressive, ladies and gentlemen. It took me 2 minutes to know there's something special about this kid. 2 minutes into the game, I watched his body language as soon as that Duke team stepped on the court. He was the first guy. Go watch the game back. He was the first guy helping his teammates off the ground. He was the first guy pretty much cheering his teammates on when they made a play. This guy's probably going to be the number 1 pick in the draft come June. Him or his teammate RJ Barrett. He has every reason to be selfish, to want the basketball at every second, to try to go up for 40 points in every game, especially on that stage against Kentucky. He had every right to go after 40. He didn't. You know, he had like 28, 30 points. RJ Barrett even had more points than him on that team. I watched this dude show me some unselfishness that I just didn't know was a part of his game, because I'm used to seeing him on the high school level be the main attraction every night on those Instagram clips. Duke and Kentucky, these are big boy teams, and Duke's going to play some big boy basketball, and we're going to see more of Zion. We're going to learn a lot about him, RJ Barrett and Cam Reddish and some other good recruits, Trey Jones, all these boys. We're going to learn a lot about them throughout the season. They're going to lose games. I heard people saying this is the best Duke team ever. Hold your horses. I'm not saying they're not going to be really good, but this team is going to lose some games in conference play. There are a lot of good teams in the ACC. Obviously, North Carolina, Duke is going to be a phenomenal game, but it's more than that. Virginia is really, really good. They're top 10, top 15 again. Louisville, I know they're dealing with some stuff with Phenom not being around anymore. They're still good. They're still competitive. You know, ACC has a lot of good teams, and a lot of teams night in, night out. Man, just playing Georgia Tech ain't no cakewalk. Wake Forest, none of these are cakewalks. You know, they will be tested and they will lose games. All right, and in regards to this Duke team and Zion specifically, I want to see him throughout the season. But it didn't take me long to realize, oh, he's a freak specimen. Like this dude's got an extreme amount of muscle on him. I looked at his body and I'm looking at it and I'm like, yo, he's gonna probably have to lose some weight. He's 285 right now. That's super heavy. LeBron's going around 250 right now. 285 is a lot of weight for somebody to be going up and down the court. I didn't notice. Now Duke's so heavy and they got so much talent. I didn't know if Coach K subbed Zion out so frequently because of the amount of bodies that Duke had, because it was the first game of the season and he didn't have the rotations right, or maybe because Zion was tired. We'll see that throughout the season, and I'm sure Coach K is going to be asked about that, especially when the games are much closer. But in regards to Zion, he was on the bench a lot in the first half. He was coming in 3-4 minute stretches, right back out, in, out. Now in the second half, he got going, and he had a nice little stretch where he played. So I'm just looking to see his condition and pick up over the season. You know, he's been working hard on his game. I want to see him hold up. In regards to his play on the court, he got more moves than I thought he did. You know, I didn't expect Zion to be able to post you up, be able to get a score with the left hand. I didn't know he was ambidextrous. I didn't know he could go with the right like that. I learned that about his game. We usually see those crazy dunks. He'll go left and right hand on the dunks. But I was actually watching him in the post make moves, dribble with both hands. You know, I seen him make a 3 or 2 in that game. He's working on that jumper. That's going to be probably the key to his game, that mid-range game and that three-point shot for him at the next level. In regards to positioning, he's 6'7", 285. Now, he's strong enough to play with the fours at the NBA level, right? He's going to be a problem in college. It's going to be a problem. He's strong enough to play with the fours at the NBA level. I think he's quick enough to stay with some of the fours as well. You know, any given night, he could easily be guarding and Enes Kanter one night when they go big, or Kristaps Porzingis when he's healthy. Then the next night, he'd turn around and be going against the Lakers and be guarding a LeBron James. So you're just seeing those two different, you know what I mean? He's going to see a lot. The NBA has so many talented players. You know, even battling with a Taj Gibson any other night it's not an easy task. So I want to see him adjust to some of these guys at the NBA level. He's got that hunger in his eyes. He's a beast. You know, I'm expecting him to walk in the league and be able to bang with guys like Karl Anthony Towns. He's hungrier than them kids. He's hungrier than the cat is. I'm just being honest about it. You know, that dude wants it on the basketball court. We'll see once he get his money and all that. Is that hunger still there? But for now, he's a man-child, and he's much better than I thought he was. I needed to see him one game. I needed to see before I even make any type of assumption. And though I don't know where he's going to pan out in regards to his playing style and how good he'll be at the professional level, I know now, okay, he's got something is special about this kid. I seen it as soon as I cut the TV on. I said, no, there's a feeling I have on the inside. There's something special about this kid that I don't get this feeling that often. Matter of fact, I've had this feeling maybe 5 to 8 times over the last 10 years. Maybe with 5, I got the feeling with Trae Young. I think something special with him. Blake Griffin, I had that feeling with at Oklahoma. I know he stayed 2 years at Oklahoma. I had that feeling about him. Derrick Rose, I'm from Memphis. I had that feeling about D Rose. There's a couple other guys that I'm forgetting. A couple of them I whiffed on. I had that feeling about James Harden. I didn't have it about Steph. I will admit that I didn't have it. I actually had that feeling about Michael Beasley, and I was wrong about that one. But when I found out more about Beasley, because you could compare Michael Beasley and Zion in regards to what they're stretched for right now on the court for, well, he was at Kansas State, and that's what Zion's being for Duke right now. Zion's probably not as tall as Beasley. I've been next to Beasley before. Yeah, Zion's definitely 2-3 inches shorter than Beasley. But I learned more about Beasley and off the court and how he wasn't focused and all that. This dude is focused, man. He wants it. This hype, a lot of times I'll be looking at like a lot of the hype around some of these guys and I'll be thinking, no, this dude's got already over 1 million followers. He's heading into a dangerous space. He's going to be in the league. He's going to get money for the first time. And I'm thinking to myself, this can't be good. You know, with all this popularity that he has already, guys start to feel themselves, get the big heads, and they start working on their games, a la Andrew Wiggins, a la some of these other guys who we expected more of at the NBA level, Markelle Fultz. I don't think that's going to be the case with this guy. He loves the game of basketball. He loves this game more than he loves a lot of this other stuff. I can tell. I just can tell you. Some things you just know. You get certain vibes, certain people, and I can tell it with this guy. He's going to be special. Once we figure everything else out about position and all that, right now, the only comparison I have for you right now is a very strong Josh Smith. That's all I got for you right now. It's a very, very strong Josh Smith. And as the season progresses, I learn more about his game. He's super strong. He's a Josh Smith to me right now. And once we keep going with this season, we'll see more. Josh came right out of high school, by the way, if I'm not mistaken. So we never seen him at the collegiate level. But I would imagine Josh Smith will be similar to this about a decade, about 15 years ago. So we'll see. What y'all think about Zion? Y'all first impressions, y'all tell me in the comment box below. I'm in my comment box below, so please, I love talking to you guys about Zion. First impressions as Duke did blow out Kentucky. We ain't even get into the game. I mean, sheesh. Kentucky, like I said, Kentucky will get better. And they'll be around when it's tournament time. They'll be fine. All right? Y'all tell me what y'all think about the big guy, Zion Williamson. He gonna have to lose some weight, bruh. 285 is a lot of weight to be toting around, man. Once he figures some stuff out, but he's got a lot of muscle. You see it right there. That's a lot of muscle too. So we will talk more about Zion throughout the season. If you have not done so, please subscribe to my platform. And yeah, you stay up to date with me. I'm out. I came from nothing, but I want everything God has for me. I interview celebrities. I talk sports. I still represent the culture.
I got the kids. They are now tuned in.
Yo, we locked in right now, Mr.
TALIAFERRO'S. Mr. TALIAFERRO'S.
Mr. TALIAFERRO.
Mr. TALIAFERRO.
Shout out to Mr. TALIAFERRO.
You're watching Mr. TALIAFERRO TV.
Mr. TALIAFERRO TV. Here with the triple B's, you can't do nothing but win.